overtime. It would be a legendary overtime, a second legendary overtime. Starts us out with, you know, a decent opening from Steel. I believe NRG end up taking this pistol eventually. They just didn't have the numbers, NRG, to work with, or rather 100 Thieves to work with. And I mean, they even started out with a bit of an advantage here. There are so many rounds here where once you start to really look at it, Hiko clutching up big. This is the start, right? You look at the second round, Hiko is already beginning what ends up being a pretty legendary map for him, despite losing in terms of just how many rounds between him and Asuna and Steel they can clutch through.
I mean, that was one of the most incredible, I think, pistol rounds that we've seen so far. I mean, there's just nothing in this series that has disappointed, even though NRG would eventually find a lot more favor as they swap the halves around. 100 Thieves are continuing to get really good looks, and, you know, regardless of the outcome, and this might be a bit pandering, and I don't mean to, but you have to feel pretty darn good about what you're seeing as a collective whole from 100 Thieves. I don't think you largely expect to be coming out and playing perfectly clean Valorant, especially considering that you've got not just a new player, but a handful of role swaps that are happening. So the fact that your big playmakers are stepping up when required is great news, I think, for 100 Thieves, and it just comes down to the simple fact that NRG just a touch too good on their offensive half here for Bind.
I think I'm actually more impressed with NRG, you know, looking over the series. Look, I think 100 Thieves have been playing decent, but NRG is not a team that you expect to really show up versus 100 Thieves the way they have been so far. And it's at the point now where, look, I came into Bind thinking possibly 100 Thieves are going to 2-0 this one. I look at Ascent being like, even if NRG win Bind, can they really win Ascent? But you'll have to look at a scoreline on Haven once more. You look at the 13-7 on NRG's Bind as well, and now you have to start thinking, could NRG actually take this game and put 100 Thieves down into the lower bracket? And losing your initial quarterfinal round of 8 game, even though it's a double elimination, losing this game and going to the lower bracket early could be a potential death sentence in your Challengers 3 run, because you're going to have to go up against potentially another good team in the lower bracket early. Yes, Gen G down there, T1's down there as well. I mean, T1 is still struggling themselves, aren't they? But any team that goes down to the lower bracket early has to run through quite a gauntlet to get into top 4 again. So it would suck for whoever loses. I did not expect NRG to come in this big today, and honestly, win or lose, NRG have impressed.
And now you go to where they're going to have to be even the most impressive they've been on the day, because they've only played Ascent a single time, and it was versus Time in which, I mean, they were pretty fortunate to come away with. It was 13-11, the final score there. And I still look over towards that band towards Icebox, a map that throughout even this third open qualifier for NRG, they played in every single round of the tournament, save one versus Demon Time. So it's a bit strange to see them trying to veto that map out and leave Ascent on the table, which, again, take from it what you will, but historically this has been 100 Thieves, one of their best maps here since Valorant Champions Tour. But of course, there's a new roster, so, you know, put an asterisk next to it.
I think what it really tells me here, Shift, is that teams are definitely doing vetoes based on what they are feeling good about in terms of where their strengths and weaknesses lie. So really what this says is NRG don't have a very good icebox right now. They don't want to go there. They're not prepared to go there. They would rather take 100 Thieves to Ascent, where they know 100 Thieves have been typically quite good on, rather than go to a map that they're not comfortable on. So that's NRG playing more to their own strengths rather than trying to counter strat or counter veto 100 Thieves too hard here. Looking actually at that time in game on Ascent that you brought up here, I mean, yes, they did have Android in that one. Yes, it was a 13-11, but they did really well on their defensive side. Their attacking side, though, they only got 4 rounds. So I do wonder, with NRG starting on the attack this time around, are they going to struggle? Is this going to be a very difficult attacking round? I know 100 Thieves are going to be a very methodical team. Looking over to the defensive side, I think that maybe that's where NRG can find a little bit more value, because NRG seemed to have, at least on Bind, it looked like NRG had a close first half, and they've really cleaned up for the second half, and that's kind of what they need to do again.
You know, and in the past as well for 100 Thieves, their defense has been, I mean, just absolutely suffocating, it feels like at times. Not allowing too many options or instances where I feel like the spike is comfortably down. Their post-plant breakdown has been great, and I mean, they win on average about 80% of the time so far through Valorant Champions Tour in this first stage, which is incredible. Yeah. So it'll be interesting, because I feel like getting into this, knowing that NRG are attacking first, I'm looking at 4 as a success story for them, not only because their offense has been notoriously weak, but 100 Thieves' defense has been notoriously strong.
Yeah, I think I have to look at this from a lens of 100 Thieves. How do they play with their changed up roles and Ethan on the roster here as well? Because I think this team plays very differently now compared to when they had Dicey. There are certain things they were doing with Dicey in terms of, especially just using the jet. The fact they're not running the jet at all is a pretty big deal in terms of shifting up your play style. Because Dicey is the kind of a player that you can use to contact a lot. 100 Thieves had the capability to play more like other teams out there with their duelists. Now that they've only had the one duelist on a shooter who came up big on the ace clutch that we did see on one side of one round of bind. Now going over towards a map like Ascent, where once again it's no jet, it's going to be one duelist, 4 supports here, pretty much what we expected and now confirmed based on everyone's kind of, I guess, assessment on what they thought 100 Thieves were going to do. Over 3 maps, 100 Thieves have not opted for a double duelist at all, and this is actually going to be interesting as well because this is a pretty big operator map, and Shanks has gone back to duelist, which means he is going to be playing op, and 100 Thieves are not going to be doing that, so I wonder how they're going to handle the op.
Well, it's one of those things that he'll be playing the operator is if maybe more than when he's able to get it, because back to Haven, we kind of said the same thing, and there were only a couple of rounds that he was able to bring the operator to battle. Asuna will read a bit of information early. NRG not going to give up this, as they do have the spike committing to getting into A at the moment. Recon bolt will be sent out, so you have to imagine that NRG will likely be waiting for this take until they maybe get it charged again, unless this play to the tree is good. Eco, shock dart at his feet. A lot of damage, but no kills to speak of, and Nitro is currently stuck behind this barrier orb. He's going to see a bit of information, finds a kill, hello, and eventually falls. And so now as NRG have taken the site, it's once again up to 100 Thieves, seeing if they can find a way to retake.
I mean, that was pretty funny as well. You see Som and EU do a double take. Like, I think I saw someone behind the wall. Was there someone there? Yep, there was a player. Nitro was there. He'll get the kill. Technically, I mean, it's a bit of a cheesy play. Nitro can only get 1 kill there, likely before he goes down. It's a 4v2 now. I'm not expecting too much from 100 Thieves unless maybe Steel can really make some magic happen. It's down to Eco, the clutch master, but 1 versus 4. It's too many members alive. They shoot his body again, and NRG pick up the pistol.
Very clean from NRG overall. Again, it just starts with that play through the tree. I mean, you use that recon bolt to clear off the wine cellar for NRG's approach. You have to figure that, well, you're not just going to flat rush through that, especially after Nitro had put himself again into a corner. But good response overall. Sam able to find 3 kills, Android 2 for the flawless pistol. Or pardon me, not flawless. They did lose EU on the attempt, but you will have the ability to, again, just... It seems to be pretty set up that if there's a pistol round win for NRG, they will put EU on some sort of a rifle. He's got an early Bulldog.
I believe NRG have now won 5 pistols out of... No, they won 4 out of 5 pistols here, because 100 Thieves did pick up once. There's 1 more pistol in the second half of this still to play through. And a decent number of 100 Thieves members actually stacking over towards B. It's just Steel on the Bucky over towards A. He can definitely get a kill here. Will do so. Instantly falls off as well, so he can't be traded. Closes the door, and will play on the other side of the door, waiting for the rest of his team to potentially rotate over. NRG have not committed, though. And I don't know if that's a good enough gun for them to pick up. I mean, who do they lose? They lost Shanks. Shanks had a Spectre. Wasn't picked up anyway. There was already a Bucky on the other end, so yeah, it's fine.
Well, NRG are going to be mostly stacked in the middle of the map here. Daps will be the only player lingering over towards B. Ethan is just throwing some casual shoulders. Spy cam will go down, so that should be able to confirm to Ethan that there is somebody nearby. But the problem is they don't really know how many members are here in the middle of the map. And Android, if he pushes through this gateway, does he read information? The Aldrone does not see Asuna, but it doesn't matter. Android still wins the battle. Now here comes the take from behind and the front simultaneously. Curveball in. Ethan will be flashed up and revealed, but Nitro for 1. Sam trying to find a way to trade things around into favor of NRG, and boy, will he. 2 with the Spectre, the quick swap over to the Ghosts. All he would need is a Phantom here to make this quite a spooky spectacle.
OHP though, so 1 good right click from Steel could at least get that kill. The other 2 will be much more difficult. Steel has to go absolutely large, and even if he gets a kill, I mean, I just see Steel being traded here. 80 HP now, position revealed, has to push through smoke as well. There's limited time. I don't think Steel really wants to save a Bucky, so he's definitely going to go for it. What? EU kills Som? Okay, that's really not the play NRG we're looking for.
Can Steel find timing to pick up another kill here? No. Interesting, to say the least, but NRG still retain their advantage and put the score to a 2-0 count.
pretty, I don't know what to say about that, really. It's just one of those, like, whoops.
I had no words for it.
I mean, that was like when Som used From the Shadows and Android turned around and died to Ethan on Haven. That's reminded me of that again, except, you know, this time it was a team kill rather than anything else. But yeah, look, Som getting 3 kills here. Excellent shots. He was revealed by the recon as well. Minimal HP gets the plant. As are From the Shadows available. Rushing From the Shadows in terms of timing here, not the best, but they are going to have at least one takeaway for Android. All's going to get broken. One revealed here. Nitro could potentially get a kill. Depends on how confident he's feeling.
He's going to play it safe for now. He's already committed the barrier orb. A couple of the shock darts also spent. Nitro hoping for a bit of a jump peek for intel. None will be there, so NRG will essentially take this time to reset.
Wall not being broken, though, I think is a bit of an issue. NRG could have broken the wall. It leaves, you know, the seed of doubt in 100 Thieves' mind. Because the wall's still there, there's no way NRG do anything over towards B main, at least for now. On the back being confirmed over towards A, and that's off the back of an orb. So here we go. NRG double ulting on towards A.
They do stick to get Sam on board. Ethan is the only defense member that was initially on the A site, but you also have to watch out for Steel as he continues to just lurk around corners. My goodness, how good is he at doing that? Boombot almost able to come into play, but nothing can make a difference. Asuno, another nice snap. 4v2 situation. Daps desperately trying to hold out. Patient shots from EU, but cannot find the kill into Nitro, leaving Daps at a 1v3. 16 health to play with. And, well, eventually all of the angles will be cleared. Although Daps has seen one and a second. If he gets this third, but not going to happen. I say maybe he finds the kill into Hiko and can snap to a second immediately, but will not occur, and 100 Thieves get on the board.
100 Thieves, they didn't even really need to do much more that round. I mean, it's a 3v1 where time's going to run out, energy can't plant. Daps doesn't have enough to work with, was just trying to go for at least one last kill there. Thought he had a time onto Hiko dropping the gun, but not the case. Take a look at what actually happens around Tree here. So we wonder how Steel gets the kill. Okay, it's already gone, but what actually happened based on memory was Android actually runs into the smoke where Steel was hiding, and he had the runner back. I'm not too sure if Steel actually killed the runner back, and then obviously Steel gets the follow and kill into, I believe it was Shanks. So Steel goes pretty massive over towards Tree to give 100 Thieves a really good shot that round, and well, they're going to pick up that round 3, and NRG are not going to have any sort of thrifty shenanigans.
A couple of sheriffs in hand here for NRG on this 4th round. Spike is with this play through mid for now. Alarmbot will keep the cubby honest for Steel, who continues to just work this Bucky into play. Sam setting up. Oh, but Steel still finds the first kill. Nanostorm will also come in. He even reads the dash into play, but Shanks, after taking the brute force of one Bucky shot, will still find the kill and will go 4v4.
I mean, he's got a couple of pixels to work through. Still manages to find the right click. Ethan gets the kill into Daps as well, so no plant for now. Going to delay things for NRG. Low HP for Shanks. It's not looking great for their chance at the post plant. They're going to have to find another kill pretty quickly. Shanks in position lineup. Asuna and Ethan get cleaned up. That's 3 now that Shanks has got on board. 3v2 as well. 100 Thieves. Nobody to heal. Hiko plus Nitro on an off angle. They have at least got Tree. Hiko on the recon. Destroyed.
Does get the read that there is a player in hell, but does he read that there are 2 players down low is the real question. Nitro seems to think that, okay, maybe we can get an isolated pick here, but EU shuts it down before it can really occur. Hiko in the dark cover does feel blessed to find one, but it would have taken a special second and a miraculous third. Will not occur. And we talked about NRG, you know, just historically, they've only played the map once. You know, as versus time in, it was a very dicey moment, kind of playing through it, a 13-11 to score, and we were sitting there saying that their offense needed to show up, and so far it has. After the pistol round win, they come back and win the 4th.
I mean, what an incredible play by Shanks there to get the double kill, get the lineup there. It was looking good for 100 Thieves. They had a 4v3 situation with Shanks on minimal HP as well. One shot would have done it. And Shanks makes the best of the situation he was presented with, and that round goes over to NRG because of it. So now 3-1 guns still both ends here. 100 Thieves do have at least got the lockdown to play with, and further ults nearly there. Nitro 6 out of 7, Asuna 6 out of 7 as well.
Steel continues to make value out of the Bucky. This time playing aggressively into B main. NRG have taken the middle of the map, including the market. Steel wants to make a play. Paranoid's going to come through. He's not going to see anything how far to push forward. The answer will be just to there. Ethan good for 1, but the trades do favor NRG. That'll collect the spike, and it'll give him a 4v3 post-plant look here at B.
And 100 Thieves had no idea they lost mid-market there, so Android will get the flank kill. Now get the plant here as well. 100 Thieves still have 3 players alive, but they lose their lockdown. I think that was their biggest tool here. Yes, there was a Bucky on Steel. Yes, he was trying to get aggressive, but because he dies, that was the one big ultimate for the retake off the table now. And NRG even get the free heal onto Android. So the one member that was quite low that perhaps 100 Thieves could have killed is gone off the table. 100 Thieves now have entered B, but they have so much to clear.
2-2 post-plant setup. Nitro deals with one. They don't expect the second, but Daps is now revealed in position with the Spectre. Blast Pack will push him around. Nitro for the kill. Retake looking pretty primed to go. 3v2 situation. Curveball for Android. Can't follow up on it. The Recon Vulcan reveals the position. They're going to stick for a resurrection as well. Simultaneously, Nitro finds the third. Shanks tails on the Blightstorm. Finds one. Finds the second. Looking for the full ace. Needs to find the fifth. He's actually killed largely enough time off. Oh, what a commitment that is for Shanks. Committed to the Bladestorm. It's good enough for NRG to hold the post point and go up 4-1.
And here you go. How about that? Some heroics coming through from NRG as well when the moments get really, really dire like that. And NRG look like they've lost it. A massive resurrection onto Ethan as well. The numbers heavily in favor of 100 Thieves. But they actually spend a decent amount of time clearing Daps. And I think, yeah, Daps kind of messes up as well. If we're not going to see Daps in the replay, but he had an opportunity to kill Asuda. Misses the shots, but he buys time. He buys enough time that the spike starts taking him down. 4 kills for Shanks. Using the Blaze Storm to get the majority of the last kills on that round, stopping the defuse coming in. Ethan dies as well, which means that Resurrection is not even going to allow 100 Thieves to keep a gun. They will have 3 ultimates to play through, though. Bit of a heartbreaking round for 100 Thieves, but a massive win for NRG in number 5.
Unbelievable. Hell of a start for NRG overall. We'll see how things go in this next offense.
I mean, I think every single half so far on all 3 maps have been a hell of a start for NRG. That's the one thing they've been able to consistently do no matter what side they start on. These have been a bit slowed. Steel's taking a bit of damage against Still on the Bucky here. I mean, they don't have the best economy, I suppose, after losing that many rounds, so he's just trying to try and make the most out of it. The good news is, I was going to say he's alive, but because he dies, once again, no lockdown. No worries, it's NRG now, 3 versus 200 Thieves. Don't really have much more to work with there. I don't think Asuna's going to actually use the showstopper. Bucky, unlikely to find massive value on the long range. Time is definitely running out. A lot of potential exit kills, though, I think, for NRG. Heal coming through as well. That's free, doesn't cost them any money. This round is definitely going the way of NRG. The question will be, how many players can NRG walk out of the round with? 3 currently here. The TP coming in. Nitro, come on, gets the headshot. Get traded over. Sooner 1 HP now. Looking for a final shot. The right click isn't going to be good enough in Som. The tap on the classic. Both players make it out. Looking like 1 HP there also for Daps, but NRG with 3 remaining still managed to rescue 2. 2 guns walking into the next round. Still a decent amount of money for the rest of the players to be able to buy up. And now for 100 Thieves, they were on an eco. They are going to now look for 5 rifles, 4 ultimates in play as well. And I hold shift, ready to bring us into number 6.
It's the problems of living out in the mountains of North Carolina. Sometimes the wind blows the wrong direction and the internet decides it doesn't want to work. But we're back, we're good. NRG in a very good spot here through and through. I mean, being up 5-1 this early with ultimates to play. I mean, we talked about the fact that NRG coming into this map, again, the sample size was small, but they would have needed to do something great, especially offensively, and so far they have absolutely provided as once again they try to posture themselves in the middle of the map.
So another early wall coming through from Nitro. This might allow one of them to shift off of the map. One of the areas that 100 Thieves did not have control over previously was mid-market, and that's where NRG grouping up again now with the rudder back in hand as well. I mean, Ethan's close by. He might have some ability to do something here. I do expect that if it is going to be a mid-to-B play, Cloudburst from Shanks will cover the entry, followed by Android just kind of rushing in, shooting some shots here as well. 100 Thieves actually might want to start rotating over. They have good ultimates, so I think if 100 Thieves lose control of sight on B, as long as they can make some trades happen between Hiko and Nitro, the lockdown will be good enough to get them the retake.
We'll see if it does unfold. It's going to be the run it back first. NRG clearing out mid-market. The door's not shut on this play. Nitro denies the run it back from finding too much information. Now EU into the Hunter's Fury, trying to clear off that back archway, but he's missed largely about everything. So NRG, as they move forward, just with the weaponry, it's good for a couple. Hiko almost, but only with a find of 1 of what would have been lovely to get a second. Showstopper into play quickly for Asuna. Finds one, actually able to use the blast back to stay alive, and Ethan has found a kill. What a retake that is from 100 Thieves. One more player to deal with this Android. Spike as though being held. Android good for one, but the hot hands does not connect, and the retake is good, even in the face of Android's 3 kills.
And that was going to be a heroic round from Android. He killed Steel. He removed the lockdown from play, but Asuna finding value on the Showstopper. And he hasn't found a lot of value on the Showstopper today. He's missed plenty of them. Sometimes wasn't necessarily his fault. You'll see Daps pretty clear, right on the backside. Nowhere for Daps to run. Easy kill. And then he stays alive on 35 HP. Gets more value. Finds more kills, 100 Thieves clean up on site, goes for the defuse, and Android is too far away after using the runner back to really do too much about the hot hands. Would have to connect perfectly. It does not. And the round finally for 100 Thieves turning their way. They needed this round because otherwise they're going to be 1 in 6, and so 2 in 5 is still workable.
Wow, the recovery that we've seen from this 100 Thieves squad is just unreal. But NRG still find themselves in a very advantageous position. EU will catch information that there is a player defensively playing in hell. Ultimate Orb will be recovered, and that seems to be all that NRG really wanted from this play.
No pressure this time over towards B. And I don't think the wall's been used yet either, so Nitro still holding onto that one. Could be good for a retake in just a minute. They are pressuring mid-market again. 100 Thieves have had not great success in holding mid-market, which is why Steel's committed there now. And as you'd expect, again, with the Bucky, Ethan holding him towards Heaven, and NRG coming over towards A.
Here comes the hit. Cloudburst in play, but the flash is good. Asuna finding the kill also. That means the spike carrier's down, but Sam responds to both defensive players in the A site. Hunter's Fury coming out. Hiko able to find the first kill onto Sam. Would love to get more, but not able to do too much. No damage to speak of either, as Android will recover the spike, immediately stick for a plant, and there'll be a 2v3 retake required. Daps is just on a sheriff, but we've seen him do incredible things with this pistol, one of which might be right around the corner. Him versus Nitro.
Oh my god!
You couldn't write a better script than that. And it's just up to Hiko for a 1v3, and I guess I'll pay him the same due diligence. We've seen him do incredible things in situations like this as well.
I think if Nitro gets that kill, this is a different round. It's 2 versus 2, possible retake. Hiko's just trying to take a bit of revenge for his teammate that will do so, but that might be all he gets. EU gets the cleanup there, and NRG don't have to use anything further. 2 alive still, and look, Daps only started with the sheriff on this round either, so him dying, pretty inconsequential. They don't lose an extra gun for that. I mean, they lose the ability to collect an extra gun off the floor, which is what he would have been able to do, but they'll be able to buy up. So that shot from Daps onto Nitro, crispy. Nitro felt that one for sure as 100 Thieves now walk over towards round number 9 with a couple of ultimates still waiting for the lockdown. Rez is in play again. They are so far behind on this map, and again, this is meant to be their good map. This is meant to be 100 Thieves favored, and they are down a lot of rounds.
Like, everything changes when you kind of mix up your roster, and I think, again, we've said it more times than enough here, but you mess up the roles as well, and it forces you maybe into things you're not necessarily comfortable. Delayed peek from Daps is good. Sam, hello. Ethan just backs that thing up right into his face. Now it's a 5v3 situation, and 100 Thieves looking for something desperate to keep him in this round.
I mean, all 100 Thieves can really hope for is they're either going to wait for NRG to maybe walk into some crosshairs, hold close. I don't even need to say it anymore, but Steel has a Bucky. Really hoping someone can walk into Steel here, but at this point in time, NRG with one just under a minute can kind of go wherever they want. Spike is leaning over towards B. You already have Hiko shifting off, as is Nitro. They might want to consider stacking. I mean, the only real chance they have is to stack somewhere. If things go good, they can maybe go for a res, pick up some guns, and win that way, but it's not looking great. NRG should be looking at 7 here.
Standing ahead.
Can they make things interesting? Right click for Steel. Not going to get a chance to cock it back and find a second shot. Shanks right over the top of the boathouse, not going to see anything inside this B site, and Sam will make sure that Hiko cannot rotate over safely. Just down to 1, it's Nitro, and it looks like EU has read this play. Nitro with the pistol keeps things interesting for a moment, but at this point it's just down to, can he recover any weapons? Okay, hold on a second. Another 1v1 on the cards. It's him versus Android. Barrier Orb gets placed. Nitro's able to stay alive for a touch, but Android deals with the distraction of the Barrier Orb, finds the kill, and NRG will eventually put themselves up 7-2.
Makes it a little bit more expensive. Nitro with 2 kills that the NRG didn't expect to lose, so not quite a flawless. They will be able to trade at least a few guns back and forth, just preventing Nitro from taking a free gun into the next, so that, you know, he has to buy up again, and otherwise it could have been, yeah, could have maybe dropped over something. Steel finally has a rifle. I feel like this is the first round that Steel's actually had a rifle to play through. This will be where Nitro and Steel would probably like to use some of these ultimates, especially the Resurrection. There'll be the second res so far in the half for Nitro, I believe. Straight away, Paranoia's already been blown.
Shanks, goodness, nearly caught out. Does get away, stays alive, and that might be more than you would have normally expected. Sam gets
Spike
caught.
down.
That's the spike down. Steel just finding value round after round with this Bucky. Shanks trying to work through the middle of the map. This is a big 1v1, and he actually catches Nitro finessing for a barrier orb. Run it back, coming out. Curveball denied. Steel able to help take care of the first illusion of the Phoenix. Has to back down as the Aldrone scouts him out, and NRG, they're trying to still force the round peg into a square hole here. And they'll eventually get on if they get the kill after Steel.
Now the 3v4 retake with a post-plant Hunter's Fury as well. Not in the best place, so I'd like to see EU maybe go towards where Shanks is, maybe swap positions. And at this point, though, 100 Thieves have to think about whether they want to go for the retake or not. There's not a lot of rounds left, though, so if they don't go for the retake, they sacrifice another one over to NRG, 8-2. Android kills Ethan, and now 2 alive. There's really just not going to be any time. And if EU is at least going to use an ultimate, Hiko makes it slightly more expensive. Hiko, if he goes through this, likely is just going to die.
Well, he does find one pretty darn cleanly. Knows the second one's down low, but EU ready for the challenge, takes the win. And NRG up 8-2. Another massive round in their back pocket. We'll put 100 Thieves in a very interesting position. You know Steel's going to continue to bring out the Bucky because why not? And Nitro says that looks like fun. Let me give that a try as well.
I actually thought Steel did have the rifle last round. I checked the end of round. I checked the scoreboard before we actually went into the round. It did say he had a Phantom, so it must have sold and, you know, brought up his preferred weapon, apparently. And like you said here as well, Nitro is going to give that one a go. They found some good value. It's not been the worst pick. It does feel a little bit forced round after round after round after round after round. It's been nearly every single round. And 100 Thieves, I think they've fallen apart here. I think they've completely fallen apart on Ascent. It looks like full NRG control. These rounds are not getting close enough. I mean, there was still some trades back and forth, but it does feel like NRG have full control over this map now.
Well, especially for this round, they should be able to put themselves up onto 9. Opening shots really, really well placed as Ethan's able to connect but can't confirm the kill. So he will Shrouded Step teleport away. And with that, now 100 Thieves find themselves with a 4-man stack over towards B, and the only defender is actually playing close by Cubby. Bounce pass here for Asuna. Paint shells wonderfully placed, but still can't confirm a kill. A lot of damage, though. This makes things much more doable for 100 Thieves, especially when you've got a shotgun first steal. They find first blood.
I gotta be honest, he's getting a lot of value. As soon as he gets a kill now, it's on 5 versus 3, and this is suddenly doable. If they can get some guns, that would be massive for the side of 100 Thieves. Shanks goes down also, and another kill. 100 Thieves about to win this thrifty off, what, 2 Buckies, a Frenzy Sheriff, and a Ghost. NRG losing this round. I mean, I just gassed them up by saying they had control over this map, and 100 Thieves are completely torn that apart. EU now is about to walk into a free kill from Nitro. There's no way. Nitro is just going to clean this one up.
There's the peek. Click, click, boom. Another thrifty on the cards for 100 Thieves. That is a incredibly important round for 100 T. I mean, you're looking down what seems to be a smoking barrel of potentially 210 on, again, statistically, what has been your favorite half. Not great news. You salvage that thrifty, and now potentially you can maybe even salvage the entire half by trying to exit 4-8, where you've got a resurrection, a lockdown, a showstopper to play with.
Turret out.
Yeah, you're going to feel pretty fortunate to be in the position that you're in, even considering the circumstances.
Definitely stacked for the last round. The other thing they don't have is going to be full armor on Steel, but, you know, as we confirmed there, finally Steel is going to have the full rifle, and Nitro's got even one better that answers the question of who's going to op on this team, who's going to snipe on this team. It's going to be Nitro over in the mid, boosting up. The wall's been spent, and that's going to give them the 5v4 in a round where 100 Thieves are already looking pretty resourceful. Add 1 kill to the tally, why don't you? And Som can't make his way through mid, will get spotted by the drone.
Android is just going to push forward, though. The spike is not a part of this play, so Android's going to have to finesse for a while, and he gets caught with no ammunition. Sentry turret becomes more of a hassle than he would have normally anticipated. Door will go down and he will try to break. Nitro will fall. Operator now off the table. 4v4. The spike has made its way on, and Daps will get the plant off successfully. Lockdown immediately going to come through as response for not just one team, but the recon bolt will be there trying to deny an immediate push through, and NRG will get away from this safely. Just comes down to how are they going to retake their own spike site. Showstopper now coming forward. Asuna trying to clear things out. Does find the kill on Android, but the trade is there for EU. Saab as well. Also finds not just one, but a second. Steel is sticking for a defuse, but is getting pushed off by the recon bolt. And NRG, they will exit the half 9-3 in a prime position to take down this new 100 Thieves squad. We'll see if that can indeed occur when we come back after the halftime break. Back to it, and maybe to the dismay of 100 Thieves fans, they come off of what historically has been their favorite side ever, and they find themselves down 3-9, needing a big comeback.
It's going to be Haven all over again, but this time it's unfortunately a little bit more difficult. Look, we've seen a 4-8. 100 Thieves came back from that. Now it's a 9-3, so 100 Thieves would need to get 9 rounds in this half to force the OT. And another pistol where so far NRG have been favored on pistols. They've won 4 out of the 5 last pistols, so this is the last pistol we're going to see in the series. Is it going to be 5 out of 6 for NRG, or maybe 2 and 4 at least in terms of how the pistols have gone?
100 Thieves posturing for a very early take of the A site. Barrier Orb goes down, but Sam in the top corner finds a kill and tries to teleport away. Asuna will find the immediate response. Hiko, can he maybe find some timing here as Shanks is close by to this Barrier Orb, but is not taking any shots? Steel is making sure the back stays safe by watching through mid-map. And if he finds timing, maybe there's an opportunity for another free kill. At least a little bit of damage will be confirmed, and the NRG retake will be stalled pretty convincingly. But now that the orbs have fallen away, Steel, mid, able to find another kill. Hiko, recon bolt in hand, go away for Cloudburst to fade away. It's on to Ethan, at least go 1 for 1, and he does. Shots from Hiko, another headshot comes into play. Shock darts being exchanged. He backs away from it, but the recon bolt finds nothing and Steel falls. NRG, if they win this pistol, is it potentially game? Maybe not, because the Nanoswarm finds the first kill. Android finds elimination, but he will not get here in time, and 100 Thieves take a required pistol round.
Steel staying alive there for so long, getting the kill over towards mid on Daps as well. Hiko staying alive over towards A main. Massive plays from these two players. The veterans on the team here showing up big time on the pistol. So yeah, it's not going to be NRG dominating every single pistol round. I go halves here. And 100 Thieves keeping the dream alive, at least for now. That pistol win, I think, was pretty required to at least make this competitive, to at least get them to 4 and 9. They should be able to clean up the anti-eco, so 5 and 9 will be the eventual score line. And after that, we can start talking about how they can make a proper comeback happen. No Bucky just yet for Steel, going towards the Bulldog for now, and NRG still pretty comfortable in terms of where their lead is. Just need to see how they handle this round in the next, specifically the next round, as we don't expect too much here from the Thrifty.
But expectations have been damned so far, it feels like, in this series. EU just holding onto a shock dart just in case he does read some information. This is a 4-man defensive stack for NRG, leaning towards B. The only player that's actually over towards the A site right now is Android, and he's actually playing through trees. So technically speaking, if 100 Thieves have the right timing on this hit, they could walk into the A site relatively freely, but instead they're going to play mid-map. Oh.
Patience so far, it's a ton of damage, and thankfully it's Nitro who does have a heal. Actually, it would have been better on another play because they could have healed them back to full HP. Nitro will go up to, like, just barely above half. But they were just waiting to see if NRG were going to make any pushes. Just the one nice tap coming through from Android down from short. Now making their way up to the mid-market, potentially looking for a play, and it's going to clean out Shanks, the boom boss. So well played by Suna.
But again, this is 100 Thieves running into where NRG are defensively stacked up. They do find first blood onto Sam. Daps trying to back into the site. Desperate times, calling for desperate measures here. Ethan, first one forward, but no, it's the Sheriffs, and the shorties also finding value. At the end, 100 Thieves will be able to win the site, but it comes at a cost, and now you're dealing with Android. Yeah, he's at low HP, but you feel like anything is possible with the Sheriff in his hands.
Nitro healed up back to full now, so enough time for Nitro to get 2 heals so far in this round. Obviously, the first one was available at the start of the round. 17 health here, no hot hands, no extra heals. Android would need 2 taps, and he would have to find them quickly as well. I suspect that 100 Thieves, even if Android gets a kill, they'll just trade him. His position's been revealed now.
If he hits that shot, though, the play would be very much so alive. Weapons down low. Android looks like he's just going to give up the play for the defuse and see if he can maybe catch one more kill, earning him closer and closer to that run it back. Comes down to the timing here. Nitro, the one to come across, misses the first headshot. A lot of his shots on both sides, but Nitro eventually cleans it up.
Last player standing.
And dies as well, so they're not going to be able to take through too many of the purchased weapons into what is going to be supposed to be the gun round here. Importantly, though, Asuna did buy a rifle in that last round, and he kept the rifle going into this. So that's going to be the most important gun for them, to have at least a hero rifle. Nitro's going to buy up as well. Okay, well, apparently 100 Thieves are not going to play the bonus here. I wonder if Ethan maybe goes for something as well. There it is, another rifle. No, they're going to fully buy into it. There's not going to be a bonus round now for 100 Thieves. They're going to purchase up.
Bold call, but down 4 rounds. Feeling the pressure of needing to get themselves competitive here in this next round. And I think the question, will NRG expect this play as far as what weapons are available? You saw it there for a moment. I don't think there was a single full heavy armor in play, though, for 100 Thieves, so they will be a touch weakened by this purchase.
If 100 Thieves can win this one, they are on board for making a clean comeback on Ascent. This is very similar to what I said on Haven as well. There was that one pivotal round where they forced, and winning that one is what got them through, and what really started that journey into making that comeback possible, hitting into the OT. And I think this is that round again. And 100 Thieves, they have enough guns, they have enough rifles, they don't have full armor, they do have heals. They're not quite on for enough ultimate. Steals one away from getting this lockdown. That could be absolutely massive. Daps chip open, and that's the first customer. That's what 100 Thieves need.
And Shanks gets caught out mid-map. Oh, Android flirts with disaster in middle, but is able to harness. So now it's on to EU. Oh, that's a big first elimination on this exchange. That's a spike carrier down for a small moment. Recon bolts will be exchanged. Ethan's still trying to work his way in, but Android is here to help defend against this, having second doubts as far as would this actually be a commitment to B. And they will send Sam the solo play to A. Run it back will be spent here for NRG. Curveball out. Oh my God. Headshots from Android. Asuna in the back, though. Does find one and a second. Time becoming a problem. The 1v1. Asuna trying to work his way out of the site, but slipping away will be EU. And 100 Thieves have a hell of a look at it. But in the end, it's NRG who slipped the net and take their 10th round.
NRG are feeling good about themselves. EU, they're dropping the bag as well. 10 and 5 here. Very important round for 100 Thieves to try and win, considering they forced into it. Again, no bonus. That would have been the bonus. It's gone now. And Android with the massive shot on the runner back finds the spike as well, prevents any hope for 100 Thieves to actually get a plant. It would have to be Asuna finding the kill, and like you said, the EU just slipping by. Asuna can't find it, the time runs out, and that's gone. They're gonna force again. 100 Thieves know, look, the only real chance of making a good comeback is to just find these rounds. If they save and they put energy on 11, 5-11 feels extremely bad. To be honest, they could do that, but I respect 100 Thieves for making the call to force again.
It's a damaging opening shock dart. Aldrin will also scout this out. Boombot being spent. We'll read that there is another contestant inside. Showstopper immediately, but oh, Dap just runs right through and finds the kill, leaving Asuna out to dry, in which EU finds the kill. Also, the flank potentially going to be a consideration as Shanks has worked his way around this play, and 100 Thieves are now bottled and trapped right around B main. They're trying to exit backwards.
Shanks.
He's got to play time. He's going to hear all of these footsteps. And now the timing of the call finds a lot of damage. Able to find one with help of Android for another, just down to Nitro. Healing Orb will get him back to respectable health, but Spectre at long range versus the Vandal of Android, you don't feel good about it. And NRG now find themselves up 11-5.
And it's getting to the point now where you are needing to ask for miracles for 100 Thieves. It's that dire. We're looking at 5-11, looking at no money through repeated forces. They are now going to respectfully go towards pistols. Realistically speaking, I think at this point in time, I mean, forcing wouldn't be out of the question. If they can win one force, it would be acceptable. I mean, that was kind of the thinking for 2 rounds in a row. Now they're going to finally eco, play for the guns on what would be NRG's match point. And then 100 Thieves would have to win how many rounds in a row? Like 8 rounds in a row to actually get this win. Well, 7 rounds in a row just to get to the OT, actually.
All right, well, it's going to take some massive efforts here. Android first one up, tagged. Going to get up the angle. Shanks is here for help in case it's required, which it very well may be. Slow Orb comes down. Ethan's going to find one kill with the hot hands able to respond. The Boombot, a lot of value. Hunter's Fury is also out here for Eco, and goodness, he may have just done more damage to his teammates than he did to his opponents for a moment there. Dap's still alive inside tree. We'll find another elimination, and it comes down to Hiko. 100 HP and a Sheriff, and maybe the hopes and dreams of trying to extend this, but it's going to be now match point for NRG, 12-5 in map 3. 100 Thieves would have to pull off a miracle.
I think no one really, or very few people would have really come into the series thinking that NRG was going to be the winning team from here. I mean, there were always questions in mind.
Yeah, tons of questions.
How synergized were 100 Thieves going to be? How is Ethan going to integrate into the roster? How does how does Nitro look on his new position? What is a team without Dicey gonna look like for 100 Thieves? Do they need more time? And, you know, they don't have time. They've got one shot at making Masters. They're about to be sent into the loser's bracket here. I don't want to call it, but look at the scoreline. I mean, you got to explain to me how 100 Thieves are supposed to do this now if you don't want me to call it.
Oh, especially not just down 1, but down a second with Shanks Operator on the table. Resurrection's available. It should be able to get the player over towards the back of Catwalk freely. But the rest of this round will be a 4v5. And are they actually... Okay, so they're considering trying to bring the Omen back just to see if they can get some use out of the from the shadows. But of course, the utility from Hiko, absolutely the right call.
So they've worked their way up into A main so far. I mean, NRG is just playing this one very slowly and safely as well. They've placed defaults 2 over to B, 1 in mid, 2 over towards A, ready for any rotations. You just have to not have NRG members die for no reason. They'll be fine. In fact, Shanks even might have time to get us operator to heaven. He does. Now Shanks getting up the kill. It's huge.
Barrier Orb gets placed as kind of a defensive screen on the way in, but it does not keep Nitro alive. Dap's up top, trying to assist just to make sure that Shanks is not fully challenged. Last hope for 100 Thieves. Rests on the shoulders of 3. NRG going to give away the plant. Shanks full utility and a blade storm. Sees the head, misses the first blade. Also tagged down quite low. And how about the paint shells? Pushing them back, getting a little bit of extra breathing room for 100 Thieves. But now here comes the hit. Over the top, Shanks for his 3rd elimination. Som finds the 4th, just down to Hiko. Flash, oh, Android was trying to play for the BM knife. not going to make a difference. NRG, a welcoming party for Android. A little bit of humor and comedy for him as well. They take the 13-5 and send 100T to the lower bracket, where they'll have to play up against T1.
Families would be next.
And now the questions are asked, you mean, is this an upset? You know, where people underrating NRG? I think I might have been. NRG, look at, this is a much more powerful team. But this is probably the best that NRG